What up, YouTube? Cam that guy here, and I'm back once again with another YouTube video. So in this YouTube video, I'm going to be talking about sex education. Alright? This is something that a lot of people need to know right now at this moment. This is probably one of the most important videos I'm about to get ready to post during this marathon I'm getting ready to do, right? So let's go ahead and get into it, man. Sex education. Here we go, man. So I want to talk about the importance of sex, what it does to the human body for all the virgins out there, people that are sexually active. I want to talk about all that in between. I'm going to talk about safe sex, all that and shit. So let's just talk about what sex does to the body. Sex, when y'all are both clean and healthy, it is a healthy activity. Sex is not something that is like, negative, right? It's not something that has a side effect. You know what I'm saying? So sex is a relatively healthy activity, but I would say do it in moderation. I would say do it like 4 or 3 times a week, something like that. You know what I mean? That's what I need to do, right? But I'll say to other men, they could probably do it more. You know what I'm saying? I gotta keep myself, in balance, right? But I'll just say, I'll say to other men and shit, you know what I mean? They could probably do it for days. Everybody has a different sex drive, you know what I'm saying? So everybody's different. You know what I mean? All that other shit, you know what I mean? But sex in general is not a dangerous activity. You can do as much as you want. So I would say sex is healthy. It's good for you. It keeps your blood flowing, keeps your heart pounding. You know what I'm saying? It's good for you. It can make you sweat, maybe. Whatever the case may be, it's good for you. It's a good thing. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? So sex is healthy. There's nothing unhealthy about sex. Now, the unhealthy thing about sex is STDs, right? So let's talk about it. So STDs do exist. And I want people to know STDs are very, very dangerous, okay? Now, STDs do exist. You cannot tell when somebody has an STD. If I could, I would have definitely known, and I would have, But people can be asymptomatic, and what that means is they show no symptoms. Women are more asymptomatic versus men, but even so, a man could be asymptomatic as well. There's some people that catch disease very easily, like myself, right? So yeah, you know what I'm saying. You cannot tell if somebody has an STD unless it's very strong, right? So for example, right, how you can tell somebody has gonorrhea or chlamydia, right? Let's say for a woman, you know what I'm saying, her vagina is going to be leaking. You know, so it's going to be leaking cum. You know what I'm saying? It's a discharge. You know what I'm saying? That's the proper term for it, right? It might smell. You know what I'm saying? It probably might have some bumps around it, right? But I'll say the two main symptoms is just discharge and it having an odor, right? But even though they could not have discharge, it cannot smell, and they could still have gonorrhea or chlamydia, right? I would say relatively, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, the I would say more of the two girls that kind of appeared the cleanest that I've had sex with were the ones that gave me an STD. You know what I'm saying? So that shows you that like it don't matter like on a visual on how a girl looks, they can still have something, right? So like I said, you know what I'm saying? Here here's the thing, you know what I'm saying? Here's the thing, right? So when it pertains, you know what I'm saying, to how you go about this situation before you have sex with a girl, you need to figure out what does she do? You know what I'm saying? You need to figure out like her lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? Like what she does and shit like that, right? If she a girl that likes to always go out, party and events, if you know she probably cheating on you talking to other dudes, she might have an STD. You know what I'm saying? That's common sense, right? But if she a homebody like me, you know what I'm saying? Don't go out here fucking nobody, you know what I'm saying? All that other shit. And all that other shit. You just check her habits, her daily routine, her circle, you know what I'm saying? If her friend is a hoe, she's one too. You know what I'm saying? Most likely, right? You know what I mean? So you just gotta take all that into consideration. That's how you tell, you know what I'm saying, if a girl is probably burning or not, right? And then for men, you know what I'm saying, how you can check if a man is burning. A man will have discharge himself. His penis will smell. You know what I'm saying? All that shit in between, right? Um, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, a man could have no discharge, no smell, and still have an STD. You know what I'm saying? It go both ways, right? So it's very important to use a condom. Let me talk about the importance of condoms, right? Let me go ahead and get one for you. All right, condoms right here, right? I would say these are one. This is probably one of the more better condoms out here. For you know, a lot of men, they automatically like to hop to Magnums or whatever, right? Um, just because like in their mind, you know, what I'm saying, like a man in their mind, they think, oh, I got a big ass dick. I would say Magnums, honestly, they're only for people, I would say, with 7 inches or more. You know what I'm saying? So with 7 inches or more, I would say a Magnum, you roll with it, right? But if you under 7, I would say probably get something like this or probably any other thing. From what I know, based off research, Trojan is the best man condom, but there's probably other opinions out there, right? But I'm about to show y'all how to put one on and shit like that. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna do it on video, right? Hopefully YouTube don't flag this video. That would piss me off, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm gonna show y'all how it works, right? So, you know what I'm saying? This is a condom right here, right? You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, I might get flagged for this. But anyway, this is a condom, right? So I'm about to show boys that are probably like 13, 14, 15 years old on how to put one on. Now, it's very important, especially when you first start having sex, to use a condom. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of girls around this age, they are not on birth control. You see what I'm saying? Typically, girls don't get on birth control until probably like 11th, 12th, and into college. That's when girls get on birth control. But in middle school or some shit, girls are not on birth control around that time, to what I know of, right? So it's very important to use a condom, because if you get that girl pregnant, it's gonna be all type of trouble, right? So make sure you use a condom and shit like that, you know what I mean? So I'm about to show y'all how to put one on, right? So here's how you go, right? So, you look for the head, right? I got hair on this bitch. Oh, they go this way, right? Been a minute since Okay, we're gonna see, you know what I'm saying? So I took it out of the package. I was pressing around with it, but normally when you take it out of the package, it shows like a tip, right? My finger hit it, so it got deflated or whatever. But it shows a tip or whatever when you take it out of the package, right? So, I gotta lower this real quick. All right, there we go, man. So this is how you do it, man. About to get it rolling. So I'm gonna raise it just a little bit, kind of bag it. All right, man. So this is how you do it, man. You take it, you do it like this, right? Let me put it up. You do it like this, and then you just roll it. You know, so you just roll it on, right? So you just roll it just like that. You gotta roll kind of just like that, you know, so you just roll like that. You know what I mean? Obviously, this condom's not going, it gets big right here, but that's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? But when you take it out the package, you gotta look for the tip. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna have a bump. The condom should have a bump on the middle of it. That's where you stick your dick in at. You know what I'm saying? And how you tell to which side you put it on, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna raise this up. And how you tell to what side you put it on, you gotta feel for the latex. You know what I'm saying? Because one side is gonna be more moist than the other one. So you gotta feel for the latex as well. But other than that, that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much the condom thing. Make sure you use condoms, you know what I'm saying? Even when you first start having sex, yeah, I put this on the right side, this is moist, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, but anyway, very, very important. Do not use a condom without latex, because it will break. Do not use a condom that is too big. Do not use a condom that is too small. It is very important you get a condom that is your size. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like to hop for Magnums, right? They probably wondering, oh, I don't like condom, because the condom's too big for your dick. You gotta get a condom that makes sure it fits you. Don't just get a Magnum because you think you have a big dick. Or don't just use no cheap ass regular condom. You know what I'm saying? Just because you use some cheap ass regular condom, that might not work either. You gotta really experiment with different condoms to know which one gonna work for you. You know what I'm saying? Just because I might like this one that I just threw on the ground might not mean that another person might like that condom. You see what I'm saying? condoms are very important. I feel like condoms are becoming less prevalent nowadays. People need to pick back up on using it, right? Because it's a safe sex thing to prevent STDs and all that other shit and pregnancy and shit like that, right? So make sure for the people that is looking to be sexually active and get into a different relationships, make sure you use a condom and shit, right? And when you roll it, you gotta roll it fast, you know. So you gotta roll it, you know what I mean, all that other shit, and get it on there and shit, because you know you don't want your dick to go limp. There's been times where I try to put on a condom, I try to put it on right, my dick will go limp. So it's really important when you put on a condom, you gotta do it kind of quick. You know, so you take your time, do all this struggling, You just gotta find a tip, go roll it, and then go on along with it, because you have to be very, very hard in order to use a condom. If you're not hard, that condom won't work. You have to be rock hard, like, you know, so you gotta be hard as fuck to use a condom, because if you're not, it's not gonna work. I gotta clean this in the sink. I'm gonna do that later. You know what I mean? But that's what you gotta do, you know what I'm saying? That's the only way a condom will work. Now, they do have female condoms. I don't know how female condoms work. I know nothing about that, right? And yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it for that. So that's for the young boys out there. I just showed y'all how to put a condom on. You know what I'm saying? All that other shit. You know what I mean? Make sure you do it with any girl you fucking with. You know what I'm saying? All that other shit. Have safe sex. Don't want to get her pregnant. And most importantly, you don't want no STD. You know what I'm saying? Don't want that. No. You know what I mean? All that other shit. And as far as the young girls out there, I would relatively say, be careful who you give your body up to. You don't want to be known as a hoe. You know, so you don't want to be known as a slut. You don't want to be known as that girl. Just try to respect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just be a little bit. You know what I mean? Don't be too out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be too out there, man, you know what I'm saying? I understand you young, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. And nowadays, it's becoming a lot more normal for girls to just be sexually active and, you know, fuck niggas and shit like that. It's okay nowadays and shit, right? But I would say just try to respect yourself a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, you might come across the wrong guy one day. He might rape you, you know what I'm saying? He might beat you up. You know what I'm saying? He might do all type of shit to you. He might drug you. You know what I'm saying? All type of shit. You don't know what men could do to you. You know what I'm saying? Just when you be around men, just in general, you gotta make sure you be around the right man, because a man can fuck around, fuck you, and kill you. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. Like, you don't know what. There's a lot of crazy men out there. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about it. You're pretty defenseless against a man, right? You know what I mean? So basically, what I'm saying is, like, you just need to be careful. You know what I'm saying? You need to be careful and shit, because you don't know what this man could do to you. Especially if you're going over to a man's house probably for the first time. Bring some pepper spray or some shit. Bring, I don't know, a gun. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Do something. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you don't know what that man could end up doing to you. So, you know what I'm saying? That man fuck around. You come to his house. He got all his friends, dick hanging out, dick in their hand. They all run a train on you and kick you out. You know what I'm saying? Now you became a cum dumpster, and now you got to take a plan B. You know what I'm saying? That's what ended up happening. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you got to make sure, you know what I'm saying, you respect yourself. Just think carefully, you know what I'm saying, and try to let no man take advantage of you. And don't let a man use you for sex, most importantly. Don't ever let a man, you know, use you for sex, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, you know what I mean? But what else I need to say about sex education? What else I need to say? So I went over condoms, birth control. Like I said, birth control probably might not work for all women. You know what I'm saying? Birth control does have side effects for women. So sometimes women can't do birth control. Sometimes they just have to rely off the man to hopefully pull out, right? And some men, they do intentionally come in a woman, right? I just want to let you know, like, for me, I can very much tell you, if I want to pull out, I can. You know what I'm saying? I just want to let people know there's never a time where I come inside a girl and I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I just want to let people know that, right? Not just for me. I can feel it. You know what I'm saying? I just want to let that know, you know what I mean? But there's some men out there that have a leaky faucet. There's some men out there that leak, you know, from the head. They probably don't know. There is a such thing as a man releasing pre-cum before they actually come. That's something that can happen. And a girl can't get pregnant for pre-cum. I don't release pre-cum, so I'm not one of those people, right? But even if so, a man should feel pre-cum. A man should feel when they ejaculate, right? But I would say the slightest thing where they can't feel it is the pre-cum. Because men can't release pre-cum before they come. I just want to let that be known. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's pretty much all I got to say for this video. You know what I mean? Let me see. What else I need to talk about? I talked about condoms. What else I talk about? All that other shit. STDs. Fuck. Let me see. What else? I don't even know. What else I need to talk about? Yeah. You know what I mean? So, yeah. You know what I mean? I think I covered everything. And then obviously you got Plan Bs and shit, but Plan Bs are not meant to be taken as if it's like medicine or some shit, right? You don't want to overtake Plan Bs. If you're a woman, that might damage you. You know what I mean? Don't keep taking it, you know what I'm saying? Plan Bs are literally emergency, right? So let's say, you know, you have sex with your boyfriend or you get raped, you know what I'm saying? God forbid that happen, right? That's the only time you're supposed to really take a Plan B. But you don't just take a Plan B just to take a Plan B. You know what I'm saying? I just want to let that be known. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much shit and shit. Yeah. And I would say for the women, how you can tell if a man is cheating on you, right? It's kind of vice versa, just like what I said for y'all. You look at their daily habits, you know what I'm saying? Look at their daily habits. They always out and about at events. You see them on other girls' story. Whatever the case may be, he most likely fucking him some shit. You know what I'm saying? All that other shit. So make sure you keep that in mind. You know what I mean? Just look at his habits. Look at his friend group. You know what I'm saying? If one of his friends is sexually active, you know what I'm saying? You know his friend be out there, you know what I'm saying? Pipping or whatever term you want to use. Then yeah, you know what I'm saying? He most likely doing the same thing. So it's just common sense shit. You know what I mean? All that other shit. I think I really covered the basics. You know what I'm saying? All that other shit. And let me talk about me before I end this video, right? My battery's running low, so I hope I finish this video on time. But let me talk about me real quick. So, like I said, I'm waiting for marriage. I came across a few STDs, as y'all may know. I already did a video on this. I'm not gonna get into detail. Actually, let me scratch that. You know what I'm saying? I got a video talking about that later on. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about my HSV1 situation. I was getting ready to dive into that, but yeah. And I already did a video talking about my STD experiences. So this is the end of this video, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty much it. Sex education. I think I talked about a good amount of shit. I never did a video like this on my channel. I only did a video talking about me cashing it, but I never went into actual sex education. And I did a visual representation too and all that other shit. I think that's pretty much all I got to say. What else can I really say? I can talk about sex positions and shit, you know what I'm saying? I guess I can talk about that. But I talked about that in one of my old videos, but I would say, you know what I'm saying, for a man, if you're getting ready to lose your virginity, definitely be a missionary. Because that's when you have the most control of everything. You know what I mean? And then, you know, as you get old, as time goes on, you know, you can hit from the side, the back, let her get on top, wherever the case may be. Positions are positions, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what to really say about that. I mean, you could literally just, you know, I don't know how to really help with that. I don't really know. And I would say, as far as like your performance, I was just say, let's just say, for example, you got a big ass dick, right? And a girl can't take it, you know what I'm saying? That means, well, let's say like if the girl is kind of virgin, like, right? Because most girls should be able to accept up to probably like 8 or 9 inches, right? Maybe 10 or some shit, right? But let's just say, you know, he's a virgin or whatever. There's 2 ways you could do it. You could just slam it at them, you know what I'm saying? To be blood all over the place, or you gotta slowly break it in. There's no one or the other, you know what I'm saying? They might be traumatized if you do that shit, so you gotta kind of, you know, see it or whatever, the whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I would say ultimately when you have sex with a girl, you listen to her body, you know what I'm saying? See what she's saying and shit. Most of the girls I had sex with were dead fucks, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't even give a fuck about that, you know what I mean? They were fucking hoes, like top tier sluts, you know what I'm saying? But that's the thing in my past. I don't give a fuck about that, right? But, you know what I mean? I would just say, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta just see, you know what I'm saying? And for people with small dicks, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'll say for people with dicks that are like 7, 8, 9 inches, you definitely need to listen to a girl's body, right? For people that's kind of like 6 and below, I would say you gotta fuck a little harder and faster, you know what I'm saying? I'm just playing with you now, but I would honestly say, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the best position to do if you really want a girl to feel you is for you to be a missionary. That's when a girl is gonna feel the penetration the most. You know what I'm saying? And then you could definitely go from the back. I'll say from the back, you know what I'm saying? It might be easier to come. You know what I'm saying? And fun fact, you know what I'm saying? Something I know is back at the time I was sexually active was if a girl was on top of me, I would not ejaculate. Mainly because they didn't know how to ride that shit. But I mean, I feel like that's probably like the least amount of time that I would ejaculate, right? Let me just throw that out there. But, you know what I'm saying? If I actually went from the back, I would come very quick. If I went on top, I'll have control over myself. I could actually go a pretty long time or whatever the case may be. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's the situation. You know what I'm saying? That's the situation and shit like that, right? Never tried the side, you know what I'm saying? But one day a girl I'm gonna sport, just like I said in neutral. Yeah, you know what I mean? But anyway, thing of the past, I'm not concerned about that. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing in my past and shit. But I thought I'd share that with y'all. And shit like that, you know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let me give tips to the women, right? I would say the only thing you really need to know how to do is suck dick and know how to ride dick. That's all you need to know how to do. You know what I'm saying? You don't really know how to do too much. You know what I'm saying? The man has to focus on his stroke, maintain a certain speed to not come. There's a lot of shit in between. I would say to women, all just make sure when you suck dick, don't fucking bite. You know what I'm saying? And know how to ride it. But riding takes practice. You gotta look at videos and shit. You gotta practice on the actual object. And, you know, you'll get good at it, I guess. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty much shit and shit like that, you know? You gotta, you know, obviously, you know, yeah. But that's pretty much all I say for this video, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and catch you in the next one.